Hello, this is Robert with Burcamp Advisory Group, and today what we want to do is go over the People First Human Resource Capital Management System. So usually what it we refer to as the human capital management. So you'll see those terms intermix as you go through the industry. So important for an HR professional is really have one centralized location, and also from an employee standpoint is to receive the communication, receive the information from your HR department in here. So this is where we really like the engagement using the People First HCM system. So if we see here, this is a homepage that you can have available for all the employees in here. So if we want to post any recognitions to particular employees or departments, we can certainly do that for a job well done if you post it to all the employees or a department, however you want to do that. We can also post information that's important. So if you have a Christmas party or something coming up for your organization, you certainly can get that posted out there for everybody could see. And then you have a scrapbook, which is more individualized, so you can post information or content or pictures or images that you have into your own individual platform. Another important thing is the My Profile, which centralizes everything that you need for an employee. And then if you're an HR, you're an executive or manager, you have the ability to go in and look at this information too as needed in there. So your personal information, how are you getting along with the organization, how are things going for you, which is important to look at this. So this is both metrics and information you would put in as an employee. Then managers would have other metrics they could put in, and then you would have a consolidated report that gives you a better picture of how the employee is doing for the organization. Talent profile, very important too. So this will match up to what your qualifications and your certifications, education, background matches up to your current profile, the current profile of that particular position. But also what is great too is you can look at other things, other positions that are out there within the organization. You can see how you actually fit and what do you need to work on in order to get to those other positions. So very, very important to give you at least a good measurement on where you're at and what you need to do in order to get to those positions. Recognitions, if we're posting recognitions like you just seen a minute ago, you would see those things appear on the lower left hand corner there, or you can move these things around too, so it just depends on how you want to set it up. And then employee information, how long have we been with the organization, so you can drill on that a little bit more in detail. What goals are we working towards? Your benefits, so if we look at our benefits from the medical, vision, and dental, you can have a look at all your information. And this could be populated by your HR department, so they can populate this for all the employees. So just really a centralized location to get that. If there's important information that they need to have, you certainly can post that, especially when things change. That would be important too to have that posted out here. Our absences and leave and sickness and other absences that you have to take. So if you need to book an absence, maybe we have a vacation or a leave, maybe we have vacation coming up in the summer that we want to book out there, we can do that. And managers have the ability to block out weeks. So if there's something going on, maybe you have inventory during a particular week that no one can take vacation or leave for that week, you certainly can do that as a manager based off of there. And then it would go through an approval process. So important too that once you submit the leave request, it just doesn't go out on the calendar. It needs to go through your manager, and he or she can go out there and make the appropriate approvals as needed. Time worked. So if we look at our time worked in here, so in this case, I'm logged into the CEO, but if we were a different employee, we could actually clock in with our hours with the clock in and clock out and have our time sheets. And again, too, those would go through the process of going through your managers, especially with overtime, for those approvals. And then it can be sent over to the payment system as you have indicated by the organization. Another important thing that we look at and we work off of is the organizational chart. So this is just getting an understanding how you are within or where you fit within the organization based off of there. So we have other videos too that drill into this a little bit more in detail on how everything is set up in there. And then what we can look at too is our comparison. So we can look from a manager, depending on your level and your access. You can see how employees are doing within the organization based off of there. So they give you a better holistic view how your employees are doing, how are they functioning within your organization. Administration, this will relate to more the IT staff. So if they need to upload users and profiles, manage data, you can upload those, maybe job positions you want to upload, correspondence to some of the applicants that are applying for positions. So if they're applying for positions, you can manage those things. External links that you have that you want your employees to have access to, you can do that. Configuration, branding, work on our settings, custom tools. If you want to make some custom pages within your HCM, you can certainly do that. And then privacy and data privacy for all your employees, you certainly want to have that in place so we can look at that, really get a good audit trail on how things are actually being imported and exported throughout the system. Goals, this is always good too. Sometimes it's hard to find the goals on an organization website. So if you go to the site, it's sometimes difficult to find that information. So we can post our mission and our values for the organization. And then if you have goals for particular departments, you can also post these out here too and put deadlines so those departments know what is that particular goal that everyone is trying to reach by the end of the year or whatever is identified for that particular date. We can go into our recruitment, which is a nice one to have. So if we're going to at least set up our positions for our organization, make them internal or external. If it's external, you can have a separate URL and post this on your website. And once you do that, you can actually, and you have your website set up, once candidates apply, you would actually click on that particular position. You see there's one candidate here. This is for practice. But you have one candidate set up. And then what we would do is maybe we had 10 candidates that we're going to at least review. We could go in and either accept or reject, and those notification letters would go out. And then we could start going through the process with those candidates we feel that are better fit for this particular position. Great thing is everything's organized. It keeps you in a standard process. You're asking the same questions, and it's an equal opportunity event for everyone as they make those submissions for that particular position. Other things we can look at is our learning. So that's an important thing based off of here. So HR professionals have compliance training that employees need to go through. They also have other trainings that are professional development that employees would like to attend. So you can come out here and you can set up different trainings and post the links for those trainings and put in the spaces, the available spaces, maybe the cost, a manager's approval. So you can put those different things in here. And that would go through, if you put a manager approval process in there, then if an employee did submit the registration for a particular position or a particular training, then that request would go out to the manager and he or she would have to approve it before they'd actually be entered into that particular course or section. Then all the details about the course, you can actually post it out there based off there. So very good too to just get a good understanding of how everything is set up and how everything is at least built within your HCM system based off here. The last thing we want to look at is just the different things, which these would be the external links that we had available during the configuration. So these are important things to really look at and get a better understanding of how those things are set up. So hopefully this gave you a good overview of the HCM system using people first. So we'll have other videos too to really drill into each one of these concepts and features.